Yeah, they've been funny about letting me in these events lately. In my brother's fight too. They didn't let me in my brother's fight.
Wow.
So that was kind of
what was that about again?
I mean, it's like, like it's like just 1 inch. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference between like how that fight could have gone and like as far as I'm concerned, I was definitely would have been that inch.
But they're afraid you're gonna do it running?
No, but I worked the corner.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to keep me out of there. They know that wasn't gonna. It would have definitely helped him out a lot. I mean,
Were they worried you were going to?
I was seeing things in that fight that I would have called and told him.
Right.
Like, I was seeing things that he wasn't seeing because I do these things and I know how they work out for me. And it's kind of like a formula. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, hey, look, this is what you do. And come third and fourth round, I think that if I'd have been there, we would have been able to put it together and got that guy out of there.
Especially your brother's insights, because no one's going to know that as much as a brother.
And the thing is Melendez is there, and you know what I mean? The thing is about Melendez is he's great. He's really smart. He knows what he's looking at, but they're training partners, and so they're like kind of opposites stylistically because he's more of a wrestler and he goes on top. So the things that like Gilbert would tell him to do is more of like what Gilbert would do. Yeah. And like what I would tell him to do is more of what he would do. So I'm not saying that it wasn't helping having Gilbert there telling him to do the wrong stuff. Gilbert wasn't necessarily telling him to do the wrong stuff. He just, wasn't going to see the things that I was seeing. So that was kind of rough. It's hard enough to watch the fight.
Wow.
Being there, and I'm watching on TV. I can't do anything. I'm like,
was that hard?
It was rough. Yeah, it was rough. I thought he had him out of there for sure at one point in time, third round, I guess. And I was like, "That's just no way you're coming back from that."
Right.
Have you watched it again? Like, what was it that you would have told him?
Well, I would have told him not to throw punches at that dude at all because he's gonna sit there and watch you and try to counter everything. So all you do is fake at him and flick at him and fuck with him, and that's how you do that. But he went out there and just. He just didn't have it together in the first round. I think, I could have clicked him into the right mindset. Plus, me standing in front of him, fooling around with him and standing in front of him with my right hand forward. We all three stand the same way. Oh. So he doesn't have anybody else like that to kind of work with him. And I just think that it would have definitely helped out having me there a little bit. But. Hard.